Wednesday, July the 14th, 2020, 11:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry about that. The first time, the power went out. And then the second time it was me. I hit start, and then I thought I didn't hit it, and then I hit stop, and then it got fucked up. So blame the second time on me. Blame the first time on acts of God, or whatever, or whatever you want to call it, whatever the situation is. But we're here now. I'm here now. That's the good thing. And let's jump right into it. This is episode 79 of McRae Live. We're talking about Scream Factory's release of the Friday the 13th box set. Finally, they have done it. They have released the movies. But the most important thing for me, I saw Vincent DeSante. He tweeted about this, and I could not agree more with him. He said something to the effect of, okay, but the real question is, and this is before we knew what the shit was going to look like, right? The real question is, is each movie going to have its correct corresponding artwork? Because, it hasn't happened yet. And I'm a big stickler for that. I am. I like, it's not that I don't like, artwork that's funky and fun and, it's fine. But there's something to be said about having the original art. It feels pure. It feels more official. It feels good for the collector or the purist, right? So I was really excited to see that, in fact, they are. And that's really exciting. The movie's going to, it's going to be the same, but there's going to be all tons of features and special features and this kind of shit. And we're going to go through it because it's online now and it's up for pre-order, I believe. We'll look at the article on Bloody Disgusting and sort of see what that looks like. But I'm excited about it. I haven't pre-ordered it yet. It's probably already all gone. But I would love to get my hands on that. Even though, when it comes to Friday the 13th, I really am just a fan of the first four movies. The first one is my favorite. And I consider sort of the first four films kind of like the story. And then you get to five and, and then six is sort of the fan favorite. Six is like Elm Street 3 or Halloween 2, or even Halloween H2O. I'm not a big fan of H2O, but I know there are a lot of people that do like it. So six is I have a sort of a relationship with part six. I think it's growing on me now, but it definitely is more satirical. It's definitely more self-aware than any of the other Friday the 13th movies were. And it's not like the Friday the 13th movies have ever been stellar, Shakespearean, but it's just, I don't know. Six is that, but a lot of people like it. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But I much prefer 1 through 4. I think it's, that to me is Friday the 13th. But, I certainly would get the box set, even though Jason Goes to Hell, Part 7, The New Blood, Jason Takes Manhattan would probably never see my player at all. My, 4K Blu-ray? I think it's Blu-ray with a 4K transfer, I think. We'll read all about it. Anyway, read all about it. Remember that show? Anyway, so, I'm kind of excited. I am. And I think it's because it's the original box art. I'm like, oh, that's so great. Finally, The Rock. No, anyway, calm down, everybody. I'm not a big WWE fan. I find in the past, if I make a joke about WWE, which is always like back in like the Attitude Era or Hogan and, back when I was a kid, right? Or a teenager, WWE fans in the chat room like, oh my God. So Dave, what do you think of Roman Reigns? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a fan. Who the hell is Roman Reigns? I have no idea. I just know that name because it's said in the thing. I don't know. What do you mean? Because I don't watch it. I haven't watched WWE in over 20 years. Anyway, so calm down. Just because I can do a couple of WWE references doesn't mean that I'm sitting there sweating sweaty bullets watching WWE. But if you are, that's amazing. Hey, also as well, hey, the Indiegogo campaign for It's Me, Billy is live right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing very well. 10 days in, we've raised 54% of our production budget. The link is in the description. Head over to the Indiegogo campaign, and any donation, any bit of support helps huge, 100%. If you don't want to buy another perk, but you got $5 burning a hole in your pocket and you want to donate it to the campaign, you can on your phone. Just scroll to the end of the perks and you'll see a little make a donation button there. It'll be a pink icon, I think, with two shaking hands. If you're on your desktop, just go to the page and you'll see a pink button that says back it, and you can make a donation there. Donations are not associated with perks. They're just there if you're like, hey, you know what, I got $20 or whatever and I want to help the campaign out, but I don't really want to get another Blu-ray or another poster, or you don't have to. You can make a donation as well and it goes right into the campaign. So we're in a good spot. Things have slowed down over the last 2 or 3 days, which is not surprising. That is what I expected to happen. I said earlier that there's no way that this pace is sustainable. And sure enough, now we've really kind of, evened out. But there's still a lot of time left. We would love to get to, I don't know if it's possible, but you never know. We'd love to get to 60%, maybe by the next week or so, week and a half. We'd love to be at 60%. Certainly by the end of July, I think would be great. We're at 54% now, but, we'll see. We'll see. But just a reminder out there, folks, that the Indiegogo campaign for It's Me, Billy is live. And also, too, this is not just your any ordinary fan film. This will be a high production value fan film shot with cinematic. It will and is being professionally produced and shot. So definitely it's something that we are very excited about to give you that cinematic experience for although unofficial, Black Christmas sequel. So very excited about that. So it is in the description. Just click the description and head over to the It's Me Billy campaign on Indiegogo. Very excited about this. Let's go over to this screen number 2 here and check out, comes from bloodydisgusting.com. Thank you as well to the fine folks over at Bloody Disgusting for covering our It's Me Billy launch and the campaign. That was pretty cool stuff to see us talked about and covered on Bloody Disgusting. It doesn't get too much higher than that in the world of horror. So great stuff. And this, of course, is by the same gentleman who did the article on us and the campaign. So he's talking here today about Scream Factory details this October's 16 disc Friday the 13th Blu-ray collection. Okay, so it's Blu-ray. All right, it's Blu-ray. Amazing stuff. Let's scroll down here. Let me just I should be able to scroll. There we go. That's some cool art right there. Fucking love that art, man. That's some great fucking art right there. It's the thumbnail. Fucking love that shit. All right, so we're going to scroll down here, and it says, this is totally intense, folks. We're breaking this down. After this morning's leak, Scream Factory has now official. Oh, it was a leak. I didn't even know it was a leak. Wow. So they hadn't even. So I guess the news made its way onto the interwebs, and they were like, "Oh no, we're not ready to announce this yet. Fuck." So they kind of, I guess, had to come out and announce it. Didn't know that. After this morning's leak, Scream Factory has now officially announced that they're releasing the 12-film, all 12 films, baby, 16-disc Friday the 13th complete collection to Blu-ray on October 13th, 2020. Sold. I'm done. The collaboration with Paramount Studios and New Line Cinema will be a Region A release. Okay, that's important to know. And Scream Factory provides us with some early details along with box art today. Amazing. Housed in a new collectible, rigid slipcover case and packed with hours and hours. Folks, not just hours. Hours and hours. Of new and existing special features. The 16-disc set includes all 12 Friday the 13th movies. I don't even know if that's ever been done. I don't think that's ever been done. I know that because I have it on DVD. Friday the 13th released all the first 8 films because they could do that. But the DVD set didn't have Jason Goes to Hell, didn't have Freddy versus Jason. It was just up to Manhattan. Do you remember that one on DVD? I have that one. I believe this is the first time where it'll, like, it's everyone. That's amazing. That's pretty cool stuff, folks. So if you're a big fan of those ones that I think are dog shit, here you go. The company explains, quote, each film inside the slipcover packaging will receive a dedicated Blu-ray case, featuring original theatrical artwork. Yes! 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 Yes, Scream Factory! Yes! Fuck yes. Similar to how we presented Halloween, The Omen, The Fly, and Critters box sets. Some films in the set will have reversible sleeves with alternative cover art. Okay, trying to please everybody, okay. Giving you the option to swap them around. That's kind of cool. That's such a good idea. That's actually a really good idea. I think that's actually a pretty good idea. I like it. I like that. New and existing extras from prior home entertainment releases are in progress and will be revealed in full on a later date. Here's the breakdown of bonus content so far. Woo! Buckle up, bitches. Here we go. My favorite Friday the 13th movie is part 1. Disc 1 and 2, Friday the 13th, 1980. New 4K scan. That's what I thought. 4K scan of the original camera negative. Ooh, fucking feel it. You can fucking feel it. Theatrical cut and unrated cut. Keep hearing knocking. I think maybe they're doing work outside. Theatrical cut and unrated cut. Audio commentary with director Sean S. Cunningham, screenwriter Victor Miller, and more. Unrated cut. Fresh cuts, new tales from Friday the 13th. The man behind the legacy, Sean S. Cunningham. The man, the myth, the legend. You don't hear him talked about too much. I mean, Sean S. Cunningham didn't quite have the career that John Carpenter had. He didn't quite make his footprint on a number of films. He is involved. I mean, he wasn't, well, I mean, he knows John Carpenter and has worked with him in the past as well. And same with Wes Craven, of course. But Sean S. Cunningham is that one between Cunningham, Carpenter, and Craven. Cunningham is the one that sort of kind of people often forget about. You know what I mean? There's a variety of reasons for that. But nonetheless, cool guy. And the man behind the legacy, Sean S. Cunningham. Okay, cool. A Friday the 13th reunion. Lost Tales from Camp Blood Part 1. Let's see. Vintage Fangoria magazine article. BD-ROM new to the set. Okay, hang on. Let me scroll down here. TV spots, new. It's new to the set. Radio spots are new. Radio spots, theatrical trailer, international theatrical trailer, new to the set. Amazing, an international theatrical trailer. Holy shit. All right, let's move on here. Disc 3, Friday the 13th, Part 2, which is arguably a lot of people's favorite Friday the 13th, folks. This is arguably a lot of people's favorite Friday the 13th. I know Tony Michael, if you're watching, Tony Michael loves his Amy Steele. Disc 3, Friday the 13th, Part 2, 1981, new 4K scan of the original camera negative. I assume that's going to be a staple through all of them. Amy Steele podcast interview. Woo! Michael! Tony Michael, get on that. Inside Crystal Lake Memories. Love it. The book. Friday's Legacy Horror Conventions. Lost Tale from Camp Blood Part 2. Vintage Fangoria magazine article. And I guess, yeah, there'll be similar things that you'll see sort of through, right? Radio spots, TV spots, theatrical trailers, all new. Great stuff. Disc 4, Friday the 13th, Part 3. This is the movie where Jason gets his mask. This is the movie where he gets it. This is the movie where arguably one of the most famous symbols in the history of horror is finally revealed, and it's all thanks to what's-his-face in the movie. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Fucking, the chat room will let me know. He's such a wimp. What the hell is his name? Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Chat room, what the hell is the guy's name? Friday the 13th, Part 3. The character's name. Leslie? No. Shelley, that's it. Shelley. Thank you. Thank you very much, Terrified Fish. Shelley, that's right. So cool. Okay, so Friday 13th, Part 3. Here we go. 4K scan. Yep, pretty standard. In 2D and a new 3D version, ladies and gentlemen. Audio commentary with actors Larry Zerner. Am I saying that right? Hopefully. Paul Kratka, Richard Brooker. Ooh, Richard Brooker. Really? Richard Brooker. Is he still alive? I thought maybe it's from a long time ago. Is he still alive? Is Richard Brooker still alive? I think he's dead, right? I thought he died like a number of years ago. Is he still alive? Is Richard Brooker still alive? Ted White is. He's like 90. Well, he's like 180 and he looks fantastic. Anyway, he's dead. Okay. Thank you, Gypsy Warrior. I thought he was dead. Yeah, so this would have been from some time ago, but still, that's really cool to have. It's cool to have. And Dana Kimmel, of course, as well. Fresh Cuts, 3D Terror, Legacy of the Mask, slasher films going for the jugular. They're not just going for any fucking thing there, folks. They're going for the jugular. The jugular. The jug, say it with me now, jugular. Oh yeah, they're going for it. It's fucking fantastic. Lost Tales from Camp Blood Part 3, Vintage Fangoria Magazine. And then, of course, the standard TV spots, radio spots, theatrical, all new to the set. Amazing. Disc 5. We're only at 5. There's fucking 12 discs, folks. Disc 5, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, new 4K scan, the original camera negative, audio commentary with director Joe Zito. Am I saying that right? Screenwriter Barney Cohen and editor Joel Goodman. Fascinating. Audio commentary with fans, filmmakers Adam Green and Joe Lynch. Lost Tales from Camp Blood, Part 4. Part 4, ladies and gentlemen. Slash scenes with audio commentary by director Joseph Zito and Jason's Unlucky Day. Zito? Whatever. See, when you're a voice actor, like I often say, and you see names that could be said several different ways, you instinctually, phonetically sound them out. You're like, I can't tell you how many times, folks, I've been in sessions where names have popped up, and I'll be like, I'll say it the way that most people would say it, and they're like, no, that's actually Zarotti Terare. And it's like, really? Really? That's how it's said? It's crazy. Voice actors know what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Where am I? What am I doing? Yes, slash scenes with audio commentary. Right. Jason's Unlucky Day, 25 years after the... This is unbelievable. Already, I am looking at this going, this is intense. This, you know what? I will say this. The one thing, and it's not that there isn't stuff out there about Halloween. It's not that there isn't stuff out there about the Halloween series, because there is. There is. But when it comes to the big three, the depth of documentary and just when it comes to Friday the 13th and Elm Street, I mean, what was that 10 hour, or no, not 10 hour, like 4 or 5 hour, whatever it was, Never Sleep Again. You had the one with, it's so deep. There's so much stuff. That's one thing that Friday the 13th and Elm Street have over Halloween. Not that there isn't. I mean, there are little makings of part 4 and 5 and H2O. And yeah, it exists, but not to the degree that they've gone full on with Friday the 13th and Elm Street. I'm telling you, Halloween definitely needs something like that. Let me see here. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. Jimmy's Dead Dance Moves. Oh my God, the Lost Ending. The Crystal Lake Massacres, Revisited Part 1, Vintage Fangoria Magazine, right, and then, the BD-ROM, the new box, the TV spots, radio spots, theatrical release, amazing. Disc 6, Friday 13th Part 6, new audio commentary. Oh, I noticed there isn't a 4K scan here. Okay. New audio commentary with Melanie Kinnerman, Deborah Voorhees, and Tiffany Helm. Deborah Voorhees, of course, has got that, Friday, what is it called? 13 Fanboy, I think. Coming out soon. Audio commentary with director, co-screenwriter Danny Steinman, I think. Steinman. Actors John Shepard and Shavar Ross. Shavar Ross. Audio commentary with fans, filmmakers Adam Green and Joe Lynch. That's new to the set. Lost Tales from Camp Blood, Part 5. I love how they're diving into this and they're giving you insight into the backstories of every single one. Like it's borderlining almost like the Never Sleep Again thing, but not quite. You know what I mean? Of course, they already have something like that for the Friday the 13th series anyway, which is fucking amazing, by the way. But just cool stuff to see all this. Lost Tales, Camp Blood, The Crystal Lake Massacres, Revisited Part 2, New Beginnings, The Making of Friday the 13th Part 5, going to give you in-depth insight into that. Vintage Fangoria Magazine article, BD-ROM, new to the set, TV spots, theatrical trailer. Oh, that's so cool. Disc 7, Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, arguably the fan favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the fan favorite. No doubt about it. New audio commentary with Tom Matthews, Vinny Gustafaro. I think that's right. Carrie Noonan and Cynthia Kania and CJ Graham. It's Kania. So it could be Kana or Kanya. Kenya, and CJ Graham. Audio commentary with writer-director Tom McLaughlin. And audio commentary with writer-director Tom McLaughlin, actor Vincent Gustafaro, I think, and editor Bruce Green. Very cool. Vincent DeSanti, I believe, I saw on social media, Vince, if you're watching, how you doing, buddy? I think he said that Never Hike Alone might get a mention on one of the commentaries here on Friday the 13th, Part 6. I think that's what Vince was alluding to. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool indeed. Amazing. Where are we? Audio commentary with the fans and Adam Green and Joe Lynch. Lost Tales from Camp Blood Part 6. The Crystal Lake Massacres Revisited Part 3. Jason Lives. The Making of Friday the 13th Part 6. Meeting Mr. Voorhees. Fascinating. Slashed scenes. So I guess that's a Friday the 13th way of saying deleted scenes. Vintage Fangoria magazine article, right? TV spots, theatrical trailer. Cool stuff. Disc 8, Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. This is where, for me, just, you know. Now, I know that Friday the 13th, Part 7 does have some fans. Well, actually, all these movies have their fans. And I know that Kane Hodder is arguably the most famous in terms of most accessible. He's the most accessible actor to have played Jason Voorhees. He's, you know, I get it, but no disrespect to Kane Hodder. It's just unfortunate, in my opinion, that Kane Hodder was in the worst Friday the 13th movies. 7, 8, 9, 10. It just kind of sucks, in my opinion. But hey, good old Kane Hodder. This is Kane Hodder's debut as Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Audio commentary with director John Carl, is that French? Bouchler? Could be Bouchler. And actor Kane Hodder. Could be a couple ways you could say that. Audio commentary with director John Carl again. I'll just leave the last name out of there. And actors Lar Park Lincoln, and Kane Hodder. Jason's Destroyer, The Making of Friday the 13th, Part 7. Mind Over Matter, The Truth About Telekinesis. Makeover by Maddie. Makeover by Maddie. Need a little touch-up work with work. Need a little touch-up work, my ass. I think that's... that might be a riff on something in the movie. Obviously, it's got to be. I haven't seen the movie in a while. Slash scenes with introduction, vintage Fangoria magazine, theatrical trailer, TV spots. Really, really cool. Cool stuff. So if you're a big fan of any of these, if you're a big fan of any of these films, if you're a big fan of just the Friday the 13th series, fuck Freddy Krueger. Freddy's, welcome to my room. No, fuck it. Michael Myers. Fuck Michael Myers. Jason is my boy. Jason's my boy. You have, this is orgasmic to the sweaty Friday the 13th nerds out there. This is one of the moments you have been waiting for. Finally, all Friday the 13th movies in one place with lots of juicy, orgasmic extras. I'm telling you, this is it right here for you, folks. Disc 9, Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, shot in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, but you don't need to know that. Let me see. Audio commentary with director Rob Heaton. I think it's Heaton. Could be Hedden. Who knows? Heaton, probably. Audio commentary with actors Scott Reeves, Jensen Daggett, and Kane Hodder. New York has a new problem. The Making of Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, slash scenes, gag reel. That's too bad that, you know what? I would have loved to have seen if they had them. Now, it's entirely possible that they didn't have them, but it would have been really cool. Darren Sands here. It's pronounced Beekler. Okay, thanks very much, buddy. Appreciate that. Beekler. That's going back to the other one, right? Beekler. Okay, cool. Thanks, Darren. Darren going hard into the paint. Appreciate it. What's fascinating to me is I would have, now again, it all depends if they actually have these available. They may not have them. But I think it would have really been cool to see gag reels or bloopers for every one of the films. I think that would have been neat. They may not have them as far back as 1980s Friday the 13th or Part 2 or 3. That might be going a little too far back. But I think that would have been amazing to see because it humanizes the experience and it humanizes, it gives a perspective, to watching the movies and it sort of grounds things a bit. I mean, I like watching those things because I understand the filmmaking process, and I understand that, what you see in its final product, as a lot of us do, it takes a lot of hard work to get to that moment. And you're just seeing one moment, one shot out of what could have been, 25, and a bunch of laughing and giggling and problem solving and technical issues and lighting issues. I mean, who knows, right? So I always find not just the behind the scenes interesting, but the bloopers interesting too. They can be kind of fun to watch, So, but yeah, that's cool. Gag reel for Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Theatrical trailer, TV spots. Disc 10 and 11, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. New 2K scan of the original Film Elements theatrical version. New 2K scan of the original Film Elements with HD inserts. Unrated version. New interviews with Sean Cunningham, Noel Cunningham, Adam Marcus, and Kane Hodder. Noel could be Noel, but I don't think it's Noel because that's French for Christmas. No, probably. New audio commentary with Adam Marcus and author Peter Bracke, I want to say. Probably. Audio commentary with director Adam Marcus and screenwriter Dean Lorey. Cool. Like, there's a lot of good, even on the movies that you're not, or that I'm not crazy on, there's a lot of good, interesting stuff there. I like it. Like, stuff that I would watch. See, that's the thing. Even though I think most of these movies, most of the Friday the 13th movies are dog shit. Most of the Halloween movies are dog shit. I still like watching. I find I would watch a 2-hour documentary on the making of Halloween 5 or Halloween Resurrection. I would like that. No problem. Because I find it interesting. It's Halloween. I find watching and learning about the choices they make, the creative decisions that they, what is their reasoning behind it, and it helps me gain more insight into a movie that I just don't like. Because nobody goes out with the intention to make a bad movie. Nobody does that. You want to make, these filmmakers are going out to make the best movie they possibly can. And that doesn't mean that certain things might not be half-assed and that studios don't get involved and that there isn't, political drama that happens behind the scenes. Of course. But the intention is never to make a bad movie. They want to make a good movie for the fans. They want to make a lot of money. So I always find it really interesting to watch even the making of movies I don't like, because I like seeing, how did we get from inception to completion? How did this idea turn into this? What happened here? I find those things really interesting. So I would watch a 2-hour documentary on the making of Jason Goes to Hell. No problem. Not that it's 2 hours. It's not. I'm just saying that, I would do that. Very cool stuff indeed. Electronic press kit, new to the set, theatrical trailer, TV spots, additional TV footage with new optional audio commentary with director Adam Marcus and author Peter Bracke. I think I'm saying that correct. Very cool. Disc 12, finally. We've made it to the very end, folks. Disc 12, Jason X. Is this the final one? No. Disc 13. I'm sorry. At the beginning, I said 12 discs. It's actually 13 discs because for a minute, I was like, where's Freddy vs. Jason? It's there too. New audio commentary with Kane Hodder, writer Todd Farmer, and Peter Bracke. New interviews with Sean Cunningham, Noel Cunningham, Kane Hodder. Wait, did I just... No, that's right. Okay. Yep, same. Yep. Christy Angus and Todd Farmer. Audio commentary with director Jim Isaac and writer Todd Farmer, producer Noel Cunningham. The Many Lives of Jason Voorhees, a documentary on the history of Jason. By Any Means Necessary, the making of Jason X, making of production documentary. Electronic press kit, theatrical trailer, TV spots. Jeez, it's great stuff. And finally, disc 13, Freddy versus Jason. My opinion. Audio commentary with director Ronnie Yu. Yeah, that's right. Ronnie Yu I think he was a music video director, if I'm not mistaken, making his way into this area, which was really kind of fascinating. Actors Robert Englund and Ken Kurzinger, I think. Kurzinger. 21 deleted alternate scenes include 21 deleted or alternate scenes from Freddy vs. Jason. You don't usually get 21 deleted scenes on a special features. That's a lot. That's really cool, including the original opening and ending with optional commentary by director Ronnie Yu and executive producer Douglas Curtis. Fascinating. Behind-the-scenes coverage of the film's development, including screenwriting, set design, makeup, stunts, and principal photography. Visual effects exploration. That'd be cool. My summer vacation, a visit to Camp Hack and Slash. A visit to Camp Hack and Slash. Pre-fight press conference. I remember that. That was fun. I remember that. Pre-fight press conference at, is that an I? It's hard to say. Is that an I? Is that Bailey's Casino in Las Vegas or Bally's Casino in Las Vegas? Bally's, maybe. Bally's Casino in Las Vegas. I don't think that's an I. I think it's two L's. Chat room will let me know. Chat room will come to my safety. I don't know. Original theatrical trailer, TV spots, music video. How Can I Live? Oh my God. No, wait. Of course, there's 14 discs. There's disc 14. I thought there was only, what the hell? Of course, I forgot about the remake. The chat room was probably going, Dave, there's 14. There's 14. This has got to be it, right? And no, there's even a disc 15. There's bonus. There's 16. That's right. It said 16 disc at the top. I am fucking losing it. I am totally losing it. You're absolutely right. I'm losing it. Why did I think 12? Because at the top I was like 12. It's totally going to happen. As soon as people watch this back and they hear me say 12, they'll be like, it's actually 16. And then they'll hear me say, and finally, it's actually 16. And then, it's actually 16. Nobody waits till the end to see if I've actually corrected myself, right? That's just not how. But Dave! Where's my little butt Dave here? He's got to be here. But Dave! That's what's going to happen. Amazing. Okay, let's keep going. Disc 14, Friday the 13th, part 9. Just watched that the other day, or the other week on Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Hacking back, slashing forward. I like that. Hacking back, slashing forward. I like that saying. Remembering the groundbreaking original movie. Terror trivia track with picture-in-picture comments from the cast and crew. The rebirth of Jason Voorhees, a look at the making of. Additional slash scenes, the best 7 kills. Amazing. Disc 15, bonus disc number 1, new interview with composer Harry Manfredini. I think I'm saying that right. Manfredini. Harry Manfredini. Yeah, I think that's right. New location. I love the tell you, it's got some of the great fuck. I love that shit. It's too bad they abandoned that, like after Friday the 5. Like 1 through 4 had all that great. I love it. It's great. You know, you never really heard that later. And I never liked the way technically it's of course it sounds like I never liked the way later in the later films it was utilized. It was always like it's like, what? No, just give me a single. Oh, it's the best in the first few films. The best in my opinion. So yeah, disc 15 bonus disc, new interview with composer Harry Manfredini, new location featurette on parts 1 and 2, the Friday the 13th Chronicles, an 8-part featurette, secrets galore behind the gore, a 3-part featurette. My God, Crystal Lake Victims Tell All, tales from the cutting room floor, Friday the 13th artifacts and collectibles, Jason Forever Q&A with Ari Lyman. He was the original guy, right? The coming out of the water, I think. Wasn't he him? I think that was him, right? Anyway, Warrington, Gillette, C.G. Graham, and Kane Hodder. Disc 16, bonus disc 2. This is it, right? Yes, this is it. Finally. But look at this. Look at this. Amazing. Scream Queens, Horror Heroines Exposed, 2014, including interviews with Adrian King and Melanie Kinnaman, I think. 78 minutes. 78 minutes. Holy shit. 78 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 78 minutes. Slice and Dice, the slasher film forever, 2013, including interviews with Corey Feldman. What else is he doing? Corey Feldman and John Carl. Wait, is this Bush? Is this the one that Darren was talking about where it's brief? I don't think so. Is it? Maybe it is. Anyway, trailer reel, all 12 trailers in a row. All 12 trailers in a row. Friday the 13th, 2009 TV spots and Friday the 13th, 2009 electronic press kit. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. We've gone through it. Thank you to Bloody Disgusting for laying that out in such detailed form. Would not expect anything less from them. This is Amazing. Again, if you are a Friday the 13th fan, this is something, that you've been waiting for. Even if you have all the movies separately, you bought them all separately, you know you are going to buy this box set. You will. Maybe you won't pre-order it. Maybe you'll wait, right? Maybe you'll wait, and maybe you'll wait. But this is it's good. It's good. It's got a lot of things on it. I think the Crystal Lake Memories, I think, as Darren was pointing out there, I think is, I don't know how it's going to compare to this. Clearly that's not included in this. I don't know who produced Crystal Lake Memories, whether or not they'd be able to include that on here. There could have been a rights issue. That might have been a nice bonus disc, is to have that there. But then again, if you have all that, you generally don't need anything else apart from the, maybe the behind the scenes or the trailers and the marketing and things like that. But the Crystal Lake Memories is definitely incredible. Absolutely incredible. His name is Jason, Frank says. Yeah, that's another one. I mean, there's most of what you've seen here, most of the stuff, not all of it, but most of the stuff is probably stuff that you've seen, you're aware of, it's already out there, right? But it's packaged. It's all about packaging. Anybody who works in marketing, who works in retail, who works in products and services, you know that 9 times out of 10, you can package the same fucking shit. You can have the same fucking shit, but you just package it in a different way and people will buy it. I mean, how many times have you bought the same Halloween movie, Halloween 1, but it's got a different cover? But this one's got a different, look, it moves. Look, it moves. Well, I haven't seen that. No, but it's a hard case. It's a hard case. No, but it's the Blockbuster case. No, but look, it's got Michael's face on it. No, but his eye is a bit different from the one that they released last year. No, and you still buy it. And it's the same fucking movie. It's the same movie with the same features and the same trailers and the same, same thing. But you buy it because they know. Now, I'm not saying that this is like that. There are definitely things here worthy of buying. I mean, 100%. But there's a lot of things here that you're probably aware of. The information you're aware of, the information was revealed in Crystal Lake Memories. It was revealed in any doc. I mean, most of the information that you will have on here is probably already out there in the ether. It's probably common knowledge for every Friday the 13th fan. Not everything. You're probably still going to watch some things and go, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, they didn't mention that. Oh, that's interesting. For sure, 100%. But I think what is really exciting for a lot of Friday the 13th fans is finally having it all packaged together. And you have 12 films, I guess. I think that's what it was. It was 12 films. There's 12 films at the beginning, and that's why I had the number 12 in my head. 12 films, 16 discs, including 2 bonus discs. That's what it was. That's why the number 12 was in my head, because I think it's 12 films. So this is really cool. I mean, this, I got to admit, this is definitely cool, but it's all about the packaging. Oh yeah, let me just scroll down here. Speaking of that packaging, I mean, look at this. Look at this. Come on. You can't tell me that for horror enthusiasts and fans, this isn't orgasmic. You're sitting there right now going, holy shit, right? Can you imagine if there was something like this, for like Halloween, which there is, but not like this. I mean, there is, but there isn't. You know what I mean? And this is just like, and look at that all original artwork. Oh, yes. And like they said, they come with reversible sleeves, so you can put, different artwork on the outside if you want as well. Love that the original artwork is on the discs. That's obviously something you will not be able to swap out. I love that the original artwork is on the discs as well. Love that. Classy. This wouldn't have been cheap to produce for sure. And yeah, it's great. It's the same movies you've watched 9 trillion times, but packaged this way. It's a little more than that, obviously, but yeah, great for Friday the 13th fans, great for horror fans. We now can have a situation where we are finally having this box set all together. So pretty cool stuff. Again, I'm a Friday the 13th fan, but I'm a picky person, right? As you know. So for me, I'm a big fan of the first 4. I like 6. 6 is fine. It's not my favorite. 5 is, it's not Jason, but it's, whatever, right? But anything after that, 7, I don't like. 8, I don't like. Jason Goes to Hell, I don't like. Jason in Space, I don't like. Freddy versus Jason, I don't like. So to me, I think when I think of Friday the 13th, I think of 1 through 4. That's what comes to me first. Yeah, that to me is the series. So interesting stuff indeed, folks. Are you going to pick it up? Have you pre-ordered this? Has anybody pre-ordered this? Are you going to pick it up? Comment below and let me know. I would really like to know if you've already pre-ordered it or if you're thinking about doing it and you're going to pick it up. Pretty cool stuff indeed. Hey, let's go over to some super chats did come in. Let's see what you guys are saying. Intel Wild sends into super chat, says, but Dave, insert soundbite. Did you hear JLC called H Kills a masterpiece? If true, OG78 is God walking in the... I never, yes, she called some, that's wonderful. That's her job. That's what she's supposed to do. It's what they do. It's what I always call political cinematic rhetoric. She's not going to say it's dog shit. She's not going to say that. She is, a lot of these actors are under contract to talk positively about the movie. Now, what I mean by that is that a lot of these actors built into their contracts is it's part of marketing. Her saying, oh, I think it's a masterpiece, is, whether you realize it or not, it is part of marketing. That is a little thing she dropped. It's part of the whole marketing game. So I'm not saying she doesn't really think that. Maybe she does. Maybe she really does think it's but you can't. Come on. That's just crazy, right? So yeah, I did hear about that. I was like, whatever, next. Facebook really needs a yawn button. That's what they need. They have all these cute little buttons. Like, no, they need a button. They need an emoji that's like, that's what they need. Anyway, Grant McGowan sends a super chat. Thanks, buddy. Says, hey, Dave, a little gift for the It's Me, Billy campaign. Question, is Olivia Hussey aware of your project? If so, what are your thoughts? Well, keep in mind, folks, we are going to be doing a It's Me, Billy-a-thon. So that when we do the a-thon, and what that is that Bruce will be over here, of course. Bruce is my co-director, co-writer, co-producing partner, and he will be over here, and we will be answering nothing but super chats and talking movies and all that, and that's when you'll want to donate to the campaign. But I do appreciate that very much. And again, the campaign is live, folks. It is live. Link in the description. Anything you can help would be greatly appreciated. Is Olivia Hussey aware of your project? If so, what are her thoughts? Well, it is, yes. Olivia Hussey is aware of the project, and that's as far as I will go in that. Intel Wild says, now we need this same box set for the entire Halloween series, including Zombies version. Yeah, well, there is a box set of the entire Halloween series on Blu-ray, but I don't think it's like this. Intel Wild again says, in my Halloween box set, it will have exclusive interviews with Rob Zombie and Busta Rhymes. Just who doesn't want Tabitha for all the yawns? Thank you, Tabitha. I really appreciate that. Who doesn't want a Halloween Resurrection commentary with Busta Rhymes? A Halloween Resurrection commentary with Busta Rhymes. Not director Rick Rosenthal. No. Get Rick Rosenthal out of there. It's just Busta Rhymes for the entire duration of the movie. Now that is something that I think I would sit down and watch and listen to. And he's dropping F-bombs like you just wouldn't believe. That'd be kind of funny. Rick and Man 85 says, I think I'm saying that right, says, I have the Metal Tin box set and I just pre-ordered this one for the new movie transfers and the new 3D version of Part 3. Hopefully modern 3D. Well, it'll probably still look because that 3D was very, reliant on that kind of thing, right? Like it'll probably look polished, but I don't think it's going to change, oh my God, this is Avatar. It's not going to be like that. But for any Friday the 13th fan, I think it's really cool to watch and to get behind this. I mean, it's, most of the special features and things you'll probably not, like there really isn't a Halloween documentary I can watch now. Even when I see somebody's put something together that's new and I sit down and watch it, 98% of the stuff they're talking about, I already know because it's just recycled stuff. It's just packaged differently. So, 90% of the time, that's the case. Interesting, though. Very interesting indeed. See, super chat here comes in from Josh McGrath, who says, Dave, who's more popular, Michael or Jason? Well, it depends on what you mean by popular. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. At this present time, it's Michael Myers. But that's because Michael, for better or worse, has been in the pop culture consciousness more than Jason Voorhees has. Jason Voorhees, you had Freddy versus Jason in 2003. You had Friday the 13th, the remake in 2009, but that's it. So, you had two movies. Oh, no, excuse me. You had I always forget this one. You had Jason X in 2001. But Michael has, one of the reasons why Michael Myers is more popular today at this present moment than Freddy or Jason is because of a little window between 1996 and 2000. The slasher subgenre, its golden era, its golden age, was from about 78 to 86, 85, 86. That doesn't mean there were not good slasher movies released after that. I'm talking about the trajectory, right? So from 78 to 85 or 6, it was like this. Once we hit about 86, the trajectory began its curve. So that by the time we get to 90, 91, 92, the slasher subgenre is essentially dead, right? So that doesn't mean like Child's Play was released in 88, Elm Street 3 was released in 87. I mean, it doesn't mean that you didn't have good slasher movies after 86. I'm just saying that that's when the curve, it was no longer going up, it was coming down. So by the early 90s, the slasher subgenre was dead. It was dead. Then Wes Craven reinvented it from a different point of view in 96 with Scream. And the slasher subgenre was, although briefly, it was like an aftershock. It was dead, but then there was an aftershock. One last surge of life, And of course, you had Scream, Scream 2, Scream 3, I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legends, The Faculty, all that. Halloween H2O in 1998. But there was no resurgence of Freddy or Jason in a very crucial moment in setting up, because Halloween H2O was a lot of people's introduction into Michael Myers. A lot of people, including a lot of people in this chat room, have an affection for that movie. Not everybody for this reason, but a lot of people do, because it was either A, the first Halloween movie they ever saw, or B, the first Halloween movie they ever saw in the theater. And there's a nostalgic, emotional connection to Halloween H2O. If that had happened with Freddy and Jason, that might have been interesting. But Freddy and Jason lay dead until the slasher subgenre again was dead. The slasher subgenre has really been dead for the last 20 years. And you will get B movies that come in like Hatchet and Terrifier and, things like that. But they're not revitalizing the slasher subgenre. It's not like we've entered into a phase where, oh my God, the slasher subgenre after the year 2000 has sort of nestled into a comfort zone of it's B movie territory. If you're creating a new slasher villain, something like Michael Myers and Halloween will always have a theatrical release, will always be big business because of its history, because of its IP. Candyman, Friday, those movies are, but nobody's creating new slasher villains and it getting a wide theatrical release. It's not happening because the demand is not there. The demand is there for proven IPs like Candyman, Elm Street, Friday. Yes, because it's name, right? It's name. So I think that Michael is more popular right now because of a very specific set of circumstances. Primarily because it planted a seed, for better or worse, H2O, Resurrection. There was a movie about Michael and Halloween in a very crucial moment in the slasher subgenre. And by the time the mid-2000s rolled around, we were more into the torture porn, Saw, Hostel, things like that. And then we were more into the spirits and the ghosts. And then you release Friday, and it's like, well, that's cool, but nobody cares. You release Elm Street, well, that's cool, but that's not Freddy, it's not Robert. No, nobody cares. Could now be an interesting time to bring Freddy and Jason back? Yes. We must not forget that Freddy and Jason ruled the 1980s. They did. Michael was nowhere to be found. Between 1981 and 88, he was non-existent. Freddy and Jason were the most popular horror characters in the history of the 1980s. Michael Myers, not at all. He's since become more popular because of Halloween H2O, and like I said, where that seed was planted, and a new generation of youngsters, even younger than me, growing up in that time. So, again, I mean, I know I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but there's a lot of factors, and that plays into it. But there are a lot of Fred heads and Hawk heads that are just waiting for their time in the sun, that are just waiting for them to get Friday the 13th right, that are just waiting for them to get A Nightmare on Elm Street right. And, Michael better not sleep because, if Freddy, if they can get Elm Street and Freddy correct, I have a feeling that there's a huge fan base that's been lying dormant, that's ready to attack. And you might see that popularity if they can get it right. It wouldn't surprise me if you see that popularity begin to shift, especially as Halloween is ending. So, fascinating stuff indeed. Great question. A few super chats came in here. Let me see. Rickenman85 again says, I'm speaking purely about the fact right now I have the 3D version that you are forced to watch in red and blue. All right, I hope it's regular 3D this time. I get what you're saying, man. Yeah. Totally. And hopefully it is. I love... Whenever I think of Friday the 13th Part 3, there's two things I think of when it comes to the 3D. Is the baseball bat, when they go like this with the baseball bat. So it's crazy. And of course the head with the eye, coming out. I remember when I watched Friday the 13th for the first time, it was with my dad. And and this is got to be 85 or 6 or something. No, maybe a bit later, 87 maybe. And when the guy did this and the eye popped out, my dad was laughing hysterically. Not in a bad way. We thought it was funny, and I was laughing too. Because how can you not? How can you not? It's kind of funny. Mother Mayhem. Hey, Mother Mayhem, how are you? Sends in a super chat. Thank you very much. Says, I would buy the Friday the 13th set if it included Never Hike Alone. To me, that should be included. It's so good. They need to call them up and collaborate. Well, I could not agree more. I mean, obviously, Never Hike Alone is a fantastic fan film, high production value. And if you think that is pretty cool, wait till you get a chance to see Never Hike in the Snow. Again, I haven't seen anything, but a lot of the things that Vince told me about it is it's exciting. And, him doing that and showing what fan films can be and what was possible, I would be lying if I said that wasn't at least, a huge part of the inspiration for It's Me, Billy. Because It's Me, Billy will be the same thing. It's a high production value fan film. And it sort of kicked me in the ass and said, and got me to say, Jesus, we have the resources and the connections here to do this. Let's do this, and show what fan films, and as long as we're not, making any profit off of it and selling it for, commercial gain and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, we can't do that. We could show what's possible. And they're great portfolio pieces. They're great portfolio pieces for the actors, for the, depending on the actor, of course, and for the filmmakers and what is possible. And it shows that you can handle a current IP with love and respect and dignity. And, I know I can't say too much, but I know Vince, let's just say it hasn't all been quiet when it comes to Vince and people connected to the series. Let's just say that. But I could not agree more. I mean, a lot of people, it's so good. A lot of people consider it canon. They consider it almost like an unofficial sequel to part 6. Crazy stuff. Joshy Russell, thank you very much, Joshy, sends in a super chat, says, sucks for people in the UK. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. It's just region A right now. I think they will release it. I think they will release it for you guys as well. But they just want to sort of, it costs a lot of money to put these things together. And I think they want to kind of see what the response is going to be and how well they do. But I would be stunned if they don't release it for you guys. I'd just be stunned. We didn't get the Halloween Blu-ray box set, and now this is also Region 1 exclusive. Have you still not got the Halloween Blu-ray box set? Now that surprises me if you haven't. That's too bad. If you still haven't got that, that's actually too bad. That's too bad. That surprises me. I mean, I'm sure there are logistical reasons, right? I mean, this is a business, and if you can make money and more money, they're going to do it. There's got to be reasons why, of course. But that's too bad if that's the case. Unfortunate. Number one Wonder Fan says, any chance we get reversible artwork for It's Me, Billy? Well, I mean, if we can raise more money, that might be possible, right? But it's all about how much money we can, raise. So it's because, these things are not cheap, and, I mean, just assembling the perks together alone and packaging the perks alone is going to cost us thousands of dollars. We already have 309 backers the last I checked. So, that's a lot of posters and a lot of Blu-rays and a lot of poster tubes and, a lot of printing and processing. And obviously we are budgeting that. That is built into the budget. But certainly the more money we can make, the more likely that is possible. If it's not, then no, it won't be. You know what I mean? Right now, we're offering, two versions. So you have a Blu-ray that has the original artwork, the official artwork, and there's a Blu-ray that has the retro sort of kind of old school, kind of Black Christmassy style. And that's where we'll keep it right now. We want to simplify things. This is our first venture into Indiegogo, and we don't want to get too crazy. Again, we don't want to bite off more than we can chew. A lot of people said, why isn't It's Me, Billy a feature? It's like, well, because if it was a feature, we'd have to be asking for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, it costs a lot of money. The way we want to, again, it's a professionally produced and executed film. I mean, our goal is to shoot on, like the Arri Alexa or the Arri Mini, or something like that. And that camera package alone with the lenses and all that alone could cost thousands of dollars for the week, right? So I mean, it's that's what we want to do, because we want to deliver the best product possible for you guys, and we know we can do it. So, but we thought, let's not get too crazy here. It's kind of like what David Gordon Green said, right? It's like, well, we have ideas, but let's not get too crazy. Let's start with one movie and let's see how that goes, and we sort of feel the same way. Like, let's start with it as a short film, start with one sort of, installment here and see how it goes. Because we got to raise this to do this first. And then if it's really successful, if it goes viral and people love it and it's really good, not everybody's going to love it, right? Not everybody's going to like it. But as long as, it gets really good feedback and people are like, oh, this is great, this feels like Black Christmas, maybe there's room for more. That's all I'll say. Who knows, right? But you got to start small. Like you can't bite off more than you can chew. So, with Indiegogo and the perks and things like that, we've set up things that we believe are feasible. You know what I mean? And then maybe if we do another film, whether it's original or another one of these, or maybe we'll have a better idea of what we can do and what we can offer and what is feasible at that point. And then there'll be other things we can do as well. I will say this: there is a really cool perk that. Again, it's a premium perk, so it's not cheap, but it's really cool. And it was Bruce's idea. and it was a brilliant idea. It's called the Filmmaking 101 Perk, and you get a lot with it. But one of the things you get with it is 2 3-hour classes, 2 3-hour online classes with myself and Bruce, learning the fundamentals of filmmaking. Now, Bruce will be spearheading this. So I will be there as a complimentary piece, adding my insight and knowledge where I can. But Bruce is going to be spearheading this because it's what he does. He's the national manager of education and training at White's in Toronto. He's certified to do this. And I'm telling you that it's something that would be incredibly valuable to aspiring filmmakers, to people who want to get into the business, who want to learn some fundamentals from a professional who teaches it. So I think it is certainly worth a look at. Because it was a great idea. It was Bruce's idea. I said, dude, that's awesome. Are you sure that, you'd be willing to do that? And he's like, absolutely. So really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. We've already had some inquiries from people saying, is this about this or what's this? Do I, need to know a lot about film? I'm like, no, you don't. You just need to have a passion for learning and be interested. And so if that interests you, if it's something you're thinking about, check it out because it's on the Indiegogo campaign now and highly recommend it. And I will be there as well. I'll be there as well. But Bruce is definitely going to be spearheading it because it's what he does, So I'm so excited to see Bruce do his shit. And he's such a great teacher. Such a great teacher. So great. Josh McGrath. Let me see here. Josh, is there more? Sucks UK. Super chat from Josh McGrath. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you very much, buddy. Dave, have you got any ghost stories to share? Oh, I've got a lot of ghost stories to share, but they would be related to the feature film that that is personal to me that I'm doing, not doing, that I've written, that is in sort of development hell at the moment. And I don't want to give too much away on that, but let me think more. Excuse me, a little too much water earlier. Let me think more on that and see maybe if there's one I can share that has nothing to do with that. I got to think on that, buddy. That's a great question. Thank you. Mother Mayhem again with a super chat. Thank you very much, Mother Mayhem. Says, have you considered having a local-ish artist create something for the film to be signed by everyone and auctioned off to raise more money? No, I haven't thought of that. Mother Mayhem, reach out to me via Facebook, my Many Things page. Reach out to me via my Many Things page, and maybe we can, just let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm just trying to think if there would be, just let me know what you're thinking. And I can talk to Bruce and see what he thinks too. Because it's actually not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I know Bruce is doing some concept, because Bruce is also a storyboard artist for people who don't know. And I know he is drawing up concept art right now for the film, but that's for the film. Like, that's for the actual concept art for the movie. But in terms of like artwork related to the movie, no, we haven't thought about that. Reach out to me. Let me know your thoughts. I can't guarantee anything, of course, because I do have to discuss it with Bruce, and maybe that's something we implement maybe later, like maybe when the movie is. Well, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Interesting. Reach out to me and let me know your thoughts, sort of what your ballpark and what your kind of thinking is. And I'll let Bruce know, and we'll see maybe if it's something that we can implement. That's not a bad idea. And I do know that you are an artist. I do know that. It's not a bad idea. Mike Joseph says, I want to see the director's cut of Friday 7. They chopped that movie up bad and took all the great kills out. Well, because I'm not a big fan of Friday the 13th Part 7, I would be very interested in watching that director's cut. That would be interesting. Duke Fleed says, Dave, when you purchase a perk using your real name, how can you be identified as one of the guys from the chat room if you only use a nickname here? I'm not quite sure I understand. Why would I need to identify you in the chat room? You mean like if you... It's, how can you be, well, you would have to let me know. You would just have to say, hey, Dave, Duke Fleet here, but my real name is Bob Johnson, and I purchased the Blu-ray perk with a poster. That's all you have to do. If you put whatever name is put when you purchase a perk will wind up in the special thanks credit. So if you don't want your real name in the special thanks credit, then you just make sure that when you are filling in, you say that. Although if it's a name, again, if you want things shipped to you, I guess I could ship to Duke Fleed, care of such and such, could do that. Because as long as the address is the same, it doesn't really matter what the name is, right? I could put Dr. Duke Fleed, and as long as the address is right, it will go to your address. So more importantly than name is address. If you've picked a perk where things need to be shipped to you, like posters or, whatever the case is, got to make sure you have the right address. Like don't have it as an address that, because we don't want it to get lost, right? We certainly don't want to be shipping multiple copies. And there will be tracking. I can't guarantee. Well, I got to look into that. But our goal is to provide tracking as well. But it all depends on how much more that is and how much we have and all that kind of stuff. But certainly, yes. I mean, that is something that is important. But I think most people are okay with their real names in the end credits because I think that's more exciting for people, is to see, oh, that's my name. You know what I mean? Unless you have a nickname that most people know you by. If most people know you by Duke Fleed, well, then it's probably advantageous for you to have your name in the end credits as Duke Fleed, because then people are like, oh, there's Duke Fleed. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, that's what it is for sure. Mother Mayhem says, done deal. I just love to support any way I can and would donate some time to make some stuff for you. Really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. I mean, I cannot tell you and I sincerely mean this, the response has been amazing. Like this kind of thing. I mean, willing to donate her time to do this is just like that love and support is crazy. And again, Bruce and I didn't know what sort of response we'd get. Like we knew there was interest, we knew we'd probably make more than, $500, but to already be sitting at $32,000 Canadian, by the way, cause that's about 24,000 US already just 10 days into the campaign is unreal. That's unreal. Now, as I said, that is not sustainable. It will slow down. But just, I mean, again, her saying that, willing to do this up, donate my time. I just, I like seeing this come to be. It's amazing. That's just amazing. So yeah, definitely reach out to my many things thing. Type a message, with your thoughts, like sort of what you're thinking in terms of what you would want to create or produce or what you can feels feasible. And that's fair to you, right? That you're not going crazy and taking up all this time, right? Because, your time is your time. But something that you feel you might be able to do, I can reach out to Bruce and see what he thinks. I'm supposed to be getting together with him probably in the next week or so and see what he thinks. And like any little bit helps, right? Any little bit helps. So that's not a bad idea because we definitely want to make sure, I will say, like we want to make sure that the integrity of the marketing material that we have already is honored, right? You know what I mean? And we don't want to necessarily start creating alternate posters at the moment. We definitely want to keep the brand there as is at the moment. Those alternate posters might come maybe after the movie's released and hey, here's a cool artwork kind of thing that's not, but reach out to me. Let's talk. Let's see what your ideas are. And can't guarantee anything because I got to have my buddy on board too. But definitely I think he'll like the idea. Like I say, oh yeah, that's actually cool. And we'll see. Cause I like the way you're thinking. Jason Wiley says, Dave, check out Going to Pieces, the rise and fall of the slasher film. It's one of the best docs out there. I'll check it out. I've heard of it, so I will definitely check it out. Alexander Dirksen says, speaking of ghost stories, I was born in Russia and we lived in an old house near a cemetery. And my parents told me many creepy stories from that time, noises, shadows and stuff. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that goes bump in the night, folks. Jonathan Ball says, for It's Me, Billy, is it hard to get vintage Christmas props? From the footage, you guys are doing a good job in that area. It really feels like the same date and time. Well, it's not supposed to be the same date and time. It's Me, Billy is not something that takes place in 1974. It's a movie that takes place roughly about 45 to 50 years later. So it's something that is, that is... what was important to us is it's all about tone. Like I said, the It's Me Billy teaser trailer has no footage from the movie. There isn't anything that you've seen in that teaser that will be in the movie. Nothing. because we haven't shot the movie yet. But we wanted to create a tone and a feel that by the end of that trailer, you're thinking to yourself, now this is Black Christmas. This feels like Black Christmas. But the movie doesn't take place in 1974. So it will be modern. I mean, it will be modern production value, modernly shot, modernly produced, but it's going to have a tone and a feel to the movie that hopefully will speak to Black Christmas fans. And that's what's really important. So yeah, I mean, that's really, but the ornaments that you're talking about that wind up in the teaser were just, I was at an antique shop in a town called Georgetown, just north of Toronto. And there's this great antique shop there, and it's in an old mill. So it used to be a mill. It's a stone building that sits on the edge of a river, of the Credit River, and it's great. And there's so many levels, and it's got all sorts of like genuine antique stuff, not stuff that's supposed to look old, no, stuff that is old. And that's where we will go when we need an extra prop here or there, or whatever. And that's where I went to pick up some of those Christmassy things that you see in the teaser trailer, including the angel, which was great, so yeah, definitely. But no, the film itself definitely is supposed to be in the, well, not the future, but in present day, essentially present day, right? So like 8 years later, something like that. I don't think when the movie begins, like when you watch the movie, there won't be like a present day, caption or a caption of the year. I think it will just be self-explanatory that it's present day. You know what I mean? It's just, it's today, because of the cars and the clothing and the, and the production value, and it's today, Robert Thidoff says, Dave, why can't all DVDs be played in all countries? That's a great question. It's because I am not, okay, I do know this, but I want to leave it. I don't know if Darren Sands is still in the chat. He might be able to compartmentalize this better than I could, because I want to sort of hand it off to somebody. I do know this. There are reasons for this. But yeah, okay, Darren, if you can answer that, you might be able to compartmentalize that a bit better than I could. It's something to do with, it's the players, for one, because the players can't play them. But there's a reason for it. And if Darren, I have a feeling Darren might be able to just kind of give this a short, because, I can be sort of all over. And when I know something, when I know something but I want to be sure, I tend to spend a lot of time kind of compartmentalizing in my head and figuring it out. And it turns into this long-winded thing, which I don't want it to do. But there's reasons for it. And Darren, my main man here, Frank's my main man too. I got a couple, and Jason, they're all my main men. So we're like a mafia, We'll see what Darren says. It's to do with the staggered release dates across the globe to stop people importing DVDs or Blu-rays before the country's release date. There you go. There it is. See? Brilliant. I knew that. I thought there was something else to it as well. That's actually something that's something I didn't, that's interesting. Don't forget your main woman, Tabitha. Yes, the main woman, Tabitha, of course, Tab, of course. We're all like if we were a music group, we'd be on like a cover, and I'd be like, the center, right? And you guys would be like, behind me, all like, kind of like, looking at the camera like this, and then we're like a boy band, but there's like that one female in there. It's, I love it. There you go. That's a great, there's the answer right there. Thank you, Darren. Thank you. Much appreciated with that. That's actually something I would not have said. I would not have thought of that. But you doing what you do makes sense. Bradley Villanici, whatever, Bradley. Hey, Bradley. Dave, is someone composing an original score for It's Me, Billy? No, because with It's Me, Billy, when you think of the original Black Christmas, there really isn't a score in that movie. There's music, there's soundscape, but it's primarily done with piano scrapes, right? So like, boom, Boom. You hear a lot of that, right? That's really sort of the only music or score that's in the movie. There's variations of that throughout, and there's weird atmospheric stuff, but there really isn't a score per se to Black Christmas. So again, when discussing it with Bruce, we agreed that we wanted to honor that. And that doesn't mean that we won't have our own soundscape beyond the piano scrapes, but it's not going to have a score per se, because we're just going to honor more of the feel and style of Black Christmas, because that's important. It's important. We really want this to feel like a genuine sequel to the movie. And everything that we're doing right now, like there's been many times where I've turned to Bruce and I've said, I know this is unofficial. I know this is not real. I know it's not canon. I know we haven't been hired to actually do this, but our mind frame and our approach and everything we're doing feels legit. And it's because of how serious we're taking it. Because we know that with the budget, we're going to shoot this film professionally. We're hiring the crew. We're getting the right people. We're going through everything you would do on a major motion picture feature film at the Hollywood level. We're just doing it on a very smaller scale because obviously it's a smaller, short, independent film. But we're going through all the steps and all the processes, and it feels real. And then of course when sites like, Bloody Disgusting and Screen Rant pick it up, it feels even more real, because they didn't have to do that. And they did, because obviously there's a buzz and an interest there. So, but yeah, I would say that in terms of the score, we just kind of want to honor what was there, and there really wasn't a score per se. So I don't think we'll be hiring a composer to do original music. This is the soundscape and the music per se, quote unquote, for It's Me, Billy, I will probably be doing, because I can do it here in my home studio and create that. So I think that's what will probably be done. But we don't know yet because the movie hasn't been shot yet. So we don't know. I mean, maybe we'll find, we really do need a little something here. Who knows? Shallow Bay 94 says, Dave, what are your thoughts on the movie The Hitcher and with Rutger Hauer and C. Thomas Howell? I finally watched it in quarantine and I can't believe I hadn't seen it. Well, I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I do love it. I remember liking the movie a lot, but admittedly, I haven't seen it in a while. So beyond just saying it's a really good movie and it's really well done, and it's Rutger Hauer. Come on, fuck, right? I would need to watch it again to give you sort of more in-depth thoughts. Maybe that's something we'll do on Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Can't guarantee it, but maybe that's something we'll do. That might be kind of fun. All right, we'll go for a few more minutes here. I got some things I need to do this afternoon, so I got to be mindful of the time. Let me see. Josh McGrath says, what horror films genuinely horrified you and why? Horrified me? Nothing. There's never been a horror movie that's horrified me. I would say that Hostel and I Spit on Your Grave, their content and their subject matter is horrific, and sort of makes me angry. But it's a good thing because they're done so well that they make you angry. But I can't say that I've ever been genuinely disturbed, genuinely upset. No, I don't think I have. I think because, again, I can get lost in movies and I can enjoy the movies and pretend they're real. But I always have that one foot in because I know how movies are made. So I never get into a situation where I'm so disturbed by something that, it's real. I will say this though, with the true crime shit, that pisses me off. That disturbs me. I don't know if they've caught him yet or not, but there was an Amber Alert about 3 or 4 days ago in Quebec here in Canada. And the father had kidnapped his 2 girls, cute girls, 6 and 11 or something. Oh, cute girls. And so adorable. The father's I think he's a few years older than me. I think he's 44. Of course, their pictures are all over the news. And the girls, they find the girls and they're dead. And the father so now there's a nationwide manhunt on for this guy. I don't know if he's been caught yet, But as of this morning, I don't think he had been, because I think I would have seen it all over. Pissed the fuck out of me. Now, I don't have any kids. I don't have any kids. But you don't need to have children to be fucking... What kind of fucking person are you to kidnap your own children? And listen, it's been done 1,000 times. It'll be done 1,000 more times. There's a lot of examples of this throughout life. Fathers kidnap their kid. It's not like this, but what kind of fucking guy do you have to be to kidnap your little children and you murder them? You fucking piece of shit. You fucking piece of shit. And they said the guy is like 5'10", like 130 pounds. And I'm like, I want to break you. I want to break you in half and smash your face into the curb. Obviously, I'd go to jail, which is, I get it. But that stuff disturbs me. That stuff because it's real life. It makes me angry. These poor little kids, my God, you see photos, so adorable, and so full of life. And this one kid it pisses me off. And with any kid. I mean, I don't care what your kid looks like. I mean, I'm just saying that they were so cute, you know what I mean? But with any kid, because they're defenseless. They're defenseless. Why don't you come and kidnap me? Of course, I understand why he's kidnapping his kids. I get that. But I'm just saying it's like, it just pisses me off. It pisses me off. There's no justification for it. And it's so heartbreaking when Amber Alerts go out and the children are found dead. I hope this guy rots in prison for the rest of his life. And so that stuff disturbs me. But movies, I guess, it's not that movies can't be well done. I'm like, oh, that's so creepy and eerie. Oh, that's so disturbing. But I always have that one foot in, where I'm like, well, it's just kind of thing. Anyway, that's my say on that. Super chat from CM says, I have no doubt you and Bruce will honor the OG Black Christmas and knock It's Me, Billy out of the park. Happy to be a contributor to the campaign. We're happy to have you, man. I think you're an associate producer, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, but I think you are. Dude, we're so happy to have you on board on that level. I mean, that is amazing. It's not a cheap perk. And all the associate producer perks, there were 7 of them. They're all sold out. I can't believe that. I fucking can't believe it, because it's not like it's a cheap perk. But it goes, again, it's the testament to the passion and the belief in this project that you guys have. I mean, it's unbelievable. So thank you so much for doing that and being a part of It's Me, Billy on that level and in that way. Again, we are really excited about this, man. We really are. We know the team we're assembling. And, I know there are some people out there that might fan film. I don't know. Look at Dave's fan film. It's another little fan film. No. No. This will, if we can do this right, it's going to blow you away. It will sit on the Mount Rushmore, maybe. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe nobody will like it, but people will, it's up there with your Never Hike Alones and things like that. So we're very, very excited about this. And the pressure is huge, but we like that. We like that there's pressure. We like that there's expectations. All right, let's do this. Let's see if we can do this. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of fun. But I have full confidence in our abilities to do it. And that's not an ego thing, because it's like, it's my first venture into making a movie, even though it's a short film and it's a known IP, making a movie at this level in terms of its production value and everything that we're putting in. So there are nerves. I am nervous, but it's a good nervous, it's like it's an excited, I want to get out there and I want to do this, and Bruce is excited and he's nervous, but he wants to get out there and do this, so just awesome shit, man. All right, we'll go for another 5 minutes, 5 more minutes. We will go for, that'll bring us a nice round to 90 minutes here on today's show. And that'll make a good, I think so anyway. Mother Mayhem says, I was supposed to meet Rutger Hauer last year at FanX. That's right. He was going to be there. He died a month or two before. My heart shattered. Yep. Yeah. My girlfriend loves Rutger Hauer too. Yeah, that was disappointing. I remember that. Too bad. He wasn't, I don't think he was that old. I mean, he wasn't but I think he was only, what was he, in his early 70s maybe? Late 60s, early 70s, something like that. Oh, he was great. Love Rutger Hauer. Yeah, there you go. Frank Recker coming in with his last super chat. I always like that, buddy. To the sexy MFers in the chat. Yes, that goes out to everybody, all the sexy MFers in the chat. I love it. Connor Frick, I was going to say Flick. Connor Frick says, I was wondering where I would be able to buy It's Me, Billy when it comes out, because my first Black Christmas was the one in 2019. It was bad. I hope you do a better job with the Black Christmas film. Well, what you can do, Connor, is you can still do that. Like, you can buy a perk. Now, if you are, I don't know how old you are, but I did see, I think on Two Dudes last night, you said that you thought you would be too young to purchase a perk. Well, maybe if you can get your mom or dad, maybe they'd be, maybe they could help you out. I'm not entirely sure. But once the movie is done and the campaign is done, you would just have to reach out to me privately, and maybe we'll be able to get you a Blu-ray that way. But certainly you don't, I mean, all you have to have is a credit card or a mom or dad that would be like, yeah, sure, no problem, on your behalf, and you can still do it. So just keep that in mind as well. But no, it won't be like you won't be able to buy it in stores or anything like that, because obviously we can't legally do that. But certainly, yeah, try and get the perk. Now you have to have a credit card. I think they accept Apple Wallet or Google Play or Apple Play or Wallet or whatever the fuck that is. Debit. I think they accept that as well. And credit cards. They accept credit cards. But if you're too young to have one, you don't have one, just maybe ask your mom or dad. Maybe they'll be able to throw you a bone and be like, okay. You know what I mean? And if they do, thank you to mom and dad. You are amazing. Shout out to the moms and dads out there that are helping the teens that may not have a credit card. Who knows? Although a lot of teens today probably do. I didn't have my first credit card till I was 23 when I had my first credit card. I had a debit card, but I don't think I had my first credit card till I was 23. Of course, now kids today, they probably have offshore accounts when they're 12. Who the hell knows? Die Hard Drummer 84 says, Dave, what's the most disturbing, agonizing death you've seen in a movie? Oh, I don't know. It's probably something in Saw or Hostel. It's got to be something like that, like the torture aspect of it. You know what I mean? Like the drawing it out unnecessarily and just torturing somebody. It's got to be something like that. I would say, for sure. Justin Simonson says, I'm excited to see the script. To it when I get my perks. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And we sold out with that too. That's crazy. We've sold out. Let me just see here. Let me go to the my campaign, see where we're at. 310 backers. So we that's good. 310 backers, 32,657. We've sold out of the associate producer package, sold out. Billy's Calling, sold out. That's where you get a phone. Signed official poster, that's sold out. Director's script with notes, there were 10 of those. That's sold out. And that's it. Yeah. And the first batch of retro Blu-ray sold out, but they came back. Crazy. That's crazy stuff, man. Wow. Crazy. Frank Reiger says, yes, Darren, the disemboweled scene. Oh, what's Darren say? Wait. What did Darren say? Bone Tomahawk has one of the most agonizing deaths. I got to watch that again. Because I don't remember it. I may not have even seen it, actually. I think I've seen it, but I may not have. I got to watch it. If Darren is saying it's got one of the most agonizing deaths, well, I'm in. Let's do it. Maybe we should throw it up for like a Saturday movie night for the patrons or something. Might not be a bad idea. Although I think this month we're doing like comedies, right? I think is what we're doing. I think something like that. Let's see here. What are we? 1 more minute to go. Ladies and germs. Johnny T says, Dave, the best new slasher that gets no love is The Collector. A ton of potential there. Your thoughts? Haven't seen it. Haven't seen The Collector. I know, I think they're up to like part 3 now or something with The Collector, something like that. But I haven't seen The Collector. Admittedly, I have not seen it, so I do have to check it out. Jonathan Ball says, Dave, did you mention did you mention the custom posters for the Friday the 13th box set you only get from Screen Factory? No, I didn't. You get custom posters too? Are you talking about like these sleeves or the like a custom little, maybe like an 8x10 poster or something that you get? They're not 24 by 36 one sheets, are they? No, that'd be way too expensive for them to produce. No way. They're probably like little, 8x10s or 8x11s or something. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool too. Oh no, hang on a sec, dude. Is that right there? Yeah, right there. Right there. I guess you get that. So you get that the horizontal one there that says Friday the 13th. That's like my thumbnail, right? You get that. And then you also get the one to the right there of Jason coming out of the water. I assume that's I guess I saw it and I didn't talk about it, but I guess it's there. So it's kind of self-explanatory. If that's what you're talking about, I assume that's what, I assume that's it. I didn't specifically hone in on it, but that's pretty cool though. It's going to put that on my wall if I get that thing for sure. For sure, indeed. Really cool. Yeah. If that's what you're talking about, for sure. Mark Anthony Sistili says, Dave, how long will It's Me, Billy be? Well, I don't know because we haven't shot the movie, but it's about a 23 page script. So, but because of the kind of movie it is, and it's we want to milk and slow burn and that mood and atmosphere, as I've often said, it will probably be anywhere between 25 and 30 minutes long. Now, it could be a bit longer, could be 35 minutes long, could be shorter, could be 22 minutes long. I have no idea, but ballpark, and Bruce agrees, ballpark is probably 25, 30 minutes is probably what you can expect. But if it ends up being 35 minutes, but it's not going to be an hour. Like, it's not a movie that's going to be an hour. But anywhere between 25 and 30 is my ballpark guess right now, I think is what we're thinking. All right, folks. Hey, that's going to do it for me for episode 79 of McRae Live. I want to thank my moderators, my amazing moderators, Tabitha Short, Darren Sands, Frank Riker, Jason Nike. You guys keep the chat room flowing. Amazing at what you do. Thank you so much for what you do here in the chat room. You guys are awesome. Thank you to all the super chats that came in today. Amazing stuff to the non-super chats. Amazing. You guys are amazing. You know I love you. And I will be back. Like I always say, there's always a chance I'll be back with a standalone video. There's always that chance in case something happens. But if not, I will be back Thursday morning, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 80 of McRae Live. It's hard to believe that we are already up to 80 episodes. Amazing. And folks, please do not forget Indiegogo campaign. It's Me, Billy is live. Anything helps. You don't have to get a perk. You can also donate as little as $2. Anything helps. There's still a lot of time left, but anything helps. If we can just keep that moving forward, keep it inching towards our goal is amazing. You guys are amazing, 100%. And so that's going to do it for me. In the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you guys soon. Alrighty. Cheers.